Okay, hang on. 5. And we're rolling. So how's everybody doing tonight?
Hot.
Yeah. Yes. Very hot.
Okay, so doing good. So how you been?
I've been really good.
I haven't talked in a while. Well, I mean, social media, I'm not on it very much anymore, so.
Yeah, I wasn't either until I decided to publish the book. Now I have to be on it.
Yeah, it does help, so, like, okay, and I just saw a little bit ago, because I don't, like I just mentioned, I don't do social media that much anymore, but I saw it was your birthday.
Yes, it is my birthday today.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank you guys.
I didn't notice until like after I asked you to come on. I was like, holy crap, she could probably be all like, I didn't know, like, man, I mean, I'd have probably saw it later on, but yeah, like, because this is like the first time, because we had power that went out today.
Okay.
And we haven't had power for like 24 hours, so I haven't really.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's been rough. We had like this really short storm go through, and so, but yeah, I noticed it was your birthday, so happy birthday, and thank you for coming on your birthday.
Oh, well, thank you for having me.
Not a problem. We talked about this a long time ago.
Yeah, he's like,
we talked about it.
Have you on?
Yeah, we talked about it a long time ago, and I ended up moving, so it was kind of like I had to put everything on hiatus. And everybody kept, hey man, when's the podcast coming back? You talking a long time ago. And it's like, because I know you did the books and, and stuff like that. And now we met years ago.
Yeah.
We met, it was what? The paranormal.
Yeah, the Paranormal Society.
And then,
yep.
National
Paranormal Society, I believe it was.
Correct. That's it. Yeah, we met through there. That was a long time ago, too.
Yes,
where's that based
But yeah,
out of?
like, okay, so, do what?
I said, where's that based out of?
It was basically kind of like just a website and a Facebook thing. It was a social media thing to where, like, me and Sabrina was like representatives, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And people would log on and have like questions about the paranormal, and we were kind of like the people that answered the questions, helped them out. But there's a lot of people out there that I think are crazy and they don't know how to take certain answers correctly, and it just got.
It got
like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
It was insane. It didn't get insane. It was insane. And I mean, no offense to, and I don't mean anything bad about that, because Candy had a really cool thing going, and it was, the whole idea was a good idea. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say nothing bad about it, but it's just the people that got on there and just, it was just weird. It was just like, and like when you work all night long and you come home and you try to answer this and you're going, I just can't deal with this right now. It's like, no, I can't deal with this. So, but I'm talking about like pretty much the people weren't insane. Which really, I mean, if you deal with the paranormal community anyways, most of it's all insane anyways.
Yeah, but I like that group because we tried to educate people. It's just people
correct.
had like preconceived notions, like that dust ball's an orb, like, and they wanted to hear that's it, nothing else,
Yeah.
Or like this thing is a spirit, like no.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't want to have like an educational conversation about it,
No, they don't want to hear. Well, I mean, it's like everybody knows that I'm a skeptic, and I've always investigated as a skeptic.
Everyone knows that.
Here she goes. We got her started. But it's like when you try to give somebody a answer about any type of critical thinking, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear
Well, I
that
mean,
whatsoever.
just before you logged on, Sabrina, me and Bud were sitting there talking. I'm actually going on a ghost hunt tomorrow night at the
Okay.
Monroe House, out in Hartford City. I don't know if you've heard of it or not. And I told Bud the first time that I went there, the door alarm, I was in the same room, but there was like this little cubicle room that they had inside the room, and it was like filled with a bunch of mirrors. So you could do like scrying and stuff like that. And I was in that room, I was in that little cubicle, and I heard a bang. I heard the alarm go off to the door. It's like one of those little teeter alarms that was on the door. Like if it gets knocked out of balance or whatever, it goes off, and it's like, "Rrr, rrr." Heard that go off, and then I heard something slide across the floor, like a loud bang, and something slide across the floor, and I was like, "What was that?" And this was like my third ghost hunt ever, haunt, investigation, whatever you want to call it. But I walked out of the cubicle and I seen this thing all the way on the other side of the room, about like 20 feet. And I was like, okay. And I'm not a skeptic, but I still tried to reenact, like, okay, maybe because it was hot that night, maybe like it just like kind of the adhesive kind of came off and, it slid. And I
Yeah.
tried putting it back up on the door and tried, reenacting it, and I couldn't get it to do that. So, I mean, to me, I was like, okay, something had to have made that happen, but
Yeah, like, I'm not necessarily like a skeptic, but that's the mindset that I go in there with, because there's so many things, 9 times out of 10, that it turns out to be. I mean, I've
yeah,
had my own experiences, which no one's gonna tell me otherwise, but I
right,
Right.
still go in there like, because I mean, they hear a creak, it could be the wood in the heat or the winter, like it contracts, or it could be literally
Right,
anything,
exactly.
right,
you know. It's just when people, they have this idea in their heads, like, I used to get cursed at, hate mail, screamed at, like, so who's
yeah.
trying to like talk to you?
Well, I
And
mean, there was one time I went
Yeah.
to Thornhaven, and we heard a scream. It was like a
Where's
blood
that at?
curdling scream, out in
Where's
Newcastle,
where's
Indiana.
okay.
Oh, well,
It's out
okay.
it's
Home of
out in
Steve Alford.
Newcastle, Indiana. Really
Home of
beautiful Italian home. Like, it's gorgeous. It needs a lot of work. I haven't seen anything posted on it in a while, and I actually tried to see if I could get back in there, and no one's responding to any messages. Like, you can't really. I don't think you're able to investigate there anymore. But that's neither here nor there. When I was there, though, we heard a scream, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, that was a ghost!" And I was like, "Could be, could be. That was pretty creepy." And I went outside to smoke a cigarette, take a little bit of a break, and I heard out in the woods the same scream, and what it was like foxes or raccoons or something,
Yep.
making that noise. But it did sound like a woman screaming high pitched, like bloody murder. So, and then I went back inside and I told everybody, and I think they were pretty bummed about it. But I mean, it was just like, but it wasn't a ghost, guys. Like, it was little baby raccoons or foxes or something. It was something. It was an animal, but
Well, it's like what me and Sabrina was talking about. It's like somebody will post a picture, and it would be like a long exposure, and you try to tell them what it is, and it's like and it's almost like they'd be more happy if you just said, "Okay, what's your dead grandmother? Are you happy now?" It's like
Yeah.
okay, it's Uncle Bob, or have a good night, But yeah, it's like those people that
That they don't like, they came to the website or the Facebook page with saying, I want help understanding this, but when you tried to give them explanations of what it could be, they
yeah
lost their minds. And at the end of the day,
yeah.
I'm just like, listen, you came here for an explanation. This is what I'm telling you. Take it or leave it. Like, that's.
And then it turns into it turns into like a 1 hour argument.
With everybody.
And they want to go back and forth. And they want to go back and forth with everybody. And it's kind of like, and I got to the point, I'm like, I had a long day. We're not having this conversation, sorry, but
Yeah,
You know, it's like,
I
we're not,
think a lot of people don't realize, like, this was all volunteer work. Like, we weren't paid for that. You know, all
no,
volunteer. We all had lives outside of what we were doing, and people just
exactly. You know,
volunteer.
so it's, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, like I didn't mind. And this, like I said, you know, was a great, you know, was a great thing to be a part of, and I don't, you know, and I didn't mind at all. But it was just the insanity. It was just like, and I'm like, and I'm not talking about the NPS thing, and I'm not talking about the people because, like you know, like you and all the other people that were, all of us that were involved, good people. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I
I'm still
enjoyed
friends
it.
with
I
most of them.
really,
Yeah,
yeah. Actually, remember Justin?
yeah.
Me and him met last year in person.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Yeah, because he
That's
lives.
awesome.
Yeah, he lives in northern. Yeah, he lives in northern Indiana, and I'm right below Indianapolis. And he came to the Hannah House event last year, and finally got to meet him. And we didn't even talk about the paranormal stuff hardly. It was like we got talking about food. It's like, man, you know, me and you needs to like, because he's a chef.
Oh, I know. I see
And I do
the posts all the time.
and I do the barbecue stuff, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Man, me and you need to get together and really, you know, like do some barbecue together, man. Like me and you." And I'm like, "Set it up."
I'm still
like,
waiting on some of your smoked barbecue,
And here we
keep
go
talking
again.
about it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mister, I'm smoking something every weekend and whatever.
I
Like,
know. I see the stuff
I haven't.
he posts too.
I know. That's what I'm saying, girl. I'm like, okay, share the wealth, man.
Oh, you're much closer
I'm
than I
hungry.
am. I'm all the way in northeast Pennsylvania, so I have to stare at pictures.
Oh, you're all the way in Pennsylvania?
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I know you said you did a couple, whatchamacallit. I only ever been to, oh God, the word is like totally left my mind.
It'll come back.
Oh my God. Yeah, come
Yeah.
back to me. It's my
It happens to me all the time.
birthday.
Right after these messages. No, I'm just
Right?
kidding.
Jesus Christ.
The
I could
heat's
edit
getting to
one-
us, man.
Anyway.
The heat's getting to us.
What's that one edit?
How many?
Where like?
So,
Oh, go ahead.
so how many books have you written?
Just I have a million stories, but this is the first one that I published.
Okay.
I'm
What's it
working
called?
on.
Hope?
Yeah, it's a post-apocalyptic dystopian. I'm finishing up the second one now, actually.
Okay.
So, but I'm really excited because I'm going down to Hershey, Pennsylvania tomorrow. They're having like a Comic-Con down there. I'm
Okay.
gonna do that event for 2 days. I'm really looking forward
Very
to that.
fun.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you get a lot of signings and stuff.
Actually, you know what? I think I do pretty well there because the genre of my book works really good in like comic book stores and Comic Cons and things like
Mhm.
that. And the local
I
community.
was going
up
to
there-
ask that. Yeah, like how?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was getting ready to ask like what kind of like genre of age of people have you been getting at the book signings and stuff like that? Like,
Anywhere between like really 13. I had a 67-year-old woman buy a copy. I try and tell people though, like with the younger kids, there's certain scenes in there. Like if you're comfortable with your kid reading it, that's great. But I wouldn't recommend like 16 and above.
right.
Yeah, I've been doing. I published it 2020, 2021, and I really
That's what I thought. It wasn't that long ago.
No. And the last years, I really started promoting it because I'm self-published. Like I'm not with a publishing house. So my husband and I do it all, from like the marketing, the promoting, the cold calling these places. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, like I have my book in a few different counties up here, two Barnes and Nobles, a few indie bookstores, comic book stores up and down.
That's awesome. Good for
Yeah.
you, girl.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really is.
Keep it going.
It's,
Keep it going.
And I've been doing these comic conventions, and we'll just cold call Barnes and Nobles in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. They're like, oh yeah, come on up, and I broke all kinds of records apparently there, so they want me back. I'm gonna go back there and.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did so well. I think I sold 30 copies, and they bought 3 right off me right then and there and threw it right on the shelf because I did so well. So it was really cool.
Holy crap!
Yeah, and like I said,
wow.
I'm self-published. I'm not with a publisher, so that meant a lot to me. They're like, yeah, you beat out regular published authors. You beat out this person, the history of that location. I lost my mind.
No kidding. I would too.
Yeah.
That is really cool. I mean, no lie.
Yeah, no, because there were publishers that were interested in it, but I mean, the book's not that big. They wanted me to change half my story, and I refused. It's a lot of work.
Good for you for sticking to your guns on that too.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah, they're like, oh, there's cursing. I'm like, have you stepped outside?
So
there's cursing, okay, and they're like, oh, we're trying to appeal to the greater audience, and I'm like, as much as I want to be like a millionaire overnight, I'll take the long road. So
everything all the big names, they start from underground though. So
and I love it. I go to these conventions. Like the past year, I geeked out on Philly. Did a couple locals. I've been to 5 or 6 conventions on top of all the bookstore signings and comic book store signings that I've been doing. It's getting to the point now that from Monroe County, Pennsylvania, all the way down to Philadelphia, people have heard about me. People have seen my book. People have seen my book in school.
That is awesome.
They follow me on social media. Oh, I see you. My sister has your book. Oh my God, I've seen you online. I had to come down and see you.
Oh, cool.
I had one woman almost in tears.
Well, no kidding. I would, yeah.
Happy tears.
She was so happy. I can't believe I got to meet you. I'm so excited. I was like, what?
That is so cool, though, really.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. It's amazing. And because my husband and I, we just do it all ourselves and stuff like that happens.
Uh-huh.
It feels so good,
Of course I could imagine.
You make a good team.
Absolutely.
And it feels good when you got someone in your corner and doing that,
100%.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He edits my books. I'm actually very shy in front of people I don't know. So he'll cold call people. He'll handle all that stuff. And we do the promoting together, the marketing together. It's been amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I follow your Facebook page as well. Well, your other one, not your personal one, but your other one as well. And then ever since you wrote it, do you have a link on Amazon or anything? Or
yeah, I'm on Amazon. On the Kindle,
I'm looking it up right now.
And hardback, books-a-million.com you can get it, barnesandnoble.com you can get it. My website.
Just do me a favor, send me the links and I'll put everything in the description box when I get the YouTube video out. Sure. Yeah, send me all the links and I will totally make sure that everybody gets to see your links and all that. Like her Facebook page, your everything on there.
Definitely.
Hey, Brooke, is that lightning behind you?
Maybe.
I thought I saw lightning. I was going to tell you to take cover.
I'm fine. I'm on the deck. I'm fine. It's okay.
I remember what I was going to say.
I don't know if it... I'm sorry. It's just I was looking... Okay.
The first and only investigation that I was going to go on, it kind of turned me off from it for a little bit, because I went to a local house with a paranormal group that's actually pretty well known in the area. I'm not going to name them by name, but
right. I don't know them either.
I was so
I'm the same
excited
way.
to go on this investigation, and my heart just died when they had all this equipment out. We're all getting ready to go, and they pulled out their phone and they used a ghost tracking hunt app.
Nice.
My heart sank. You know? And I talked to the guy. I was like, "You have all this equipment." I was like, "Why are you using this?" Oh, it doesn't get any better than this. This man's thinking he's talking to Henry VIII. Then he's talking. I'm like, dude, we are. I'm not trying to like make fun of you. And people go out of their way to have this guy investigate their places. And there's
Seriously?
there's a lot of historical places around me. Like, I'm near Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, 30-minute drive. I can go down to Texas. I can go, like, there's a lot of 20, 45, even like an hour and a half drive. Like, I'm 2 hours away from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Like, these people have this guy go there for their investigation, and he is using a ghost tracking app. Like, with ghost radar.
Oh, that was lightning. Did you see that?
And I was like,
That's why I was trying to warn
I'm
you.
trying to find like a group to go with for the longest time. And when he was dead serious saying his phone could do that, I'm like, I understand like people think out of the box for using like this equipment, but no, an app isn't going to magically make your phone do something. It's just not going to happen.
No.
Well, it's like when people download those, like the FLIR heat-seeking thing on their phone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, do you really think you have
worst.
do you really think you have infrared in your phone?
No.
It's like, come on.
Well, and it'll show like a perfect outline of something. I'm like, you really don't believe this, do you? And they're like, look, it's right there. And I'm just like, oh my
goodness. It was like a group of 15 people. Like, and they had expensive equipment, and they were basing their whole investigation on this ghost tracking app radar. Oh, you hear what I said?
It's such a letdown. Such a letdown.
That, like, killed my soul for a little bit. Like, I'm not even gonna I am not even
It's almost like going to watch your favorite, it's almost like going to watch a rock band, and you know they're lip syncing, and it's like, and it's pre-recorded, and you can see it.
And
it's like, come on.
As soon as they were dead serious about it, I just went with it. I'm just like, okay, like, I didn't want to be rude.
You just swallowed your pride, and you were like, I don't like this, but I'm already here, so. Yeah.
No, like, I've
had
me alone, but good Lord.
I've had to do that. I've honestly had to do that, too. It's kind of like you go along with somebody, and they're doing things, and you're just standing there going, like, okay, do I be the douchebag here, or just kind of smile and nod? You know, you just, like,
Yeah, no, like, I would have rather had
a
legit investigation and nothing happened.
Right.
Than trying to make believe and make you feel like something's happening, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's like I did an event at the Hannah House, just been years and years ago. And, you know, like when you're hosting something like that and people kind of do certain things and you can't say nothing, like when you really want to, you know, and you just give them a, you know, it's all you could do. It's like, and it's like in the back of your head, you're like, man, I know I don't want to be an ass. I don't want to be an ass. I don't. It's like, and you just
and, like they invited me to other investigations after that, and I'm just like, no, I'm sorry, I can't. It blew my mind, like all these places that they were going, and like he had people believing that was real.
Yeah. I know. I've seen it 1,000 times.
Well, there's also like those, you know, a lot of paranormal teens. I'll be like, oh, I seen an apparition here. I seen an apparition here. I seen it. I'm like, no, you didn't. You're so full of it.
I think I ought to do that. I think I ought to have people like pay me money to go, no, you didn't. Just blurt it out. No, you didn't. Prove it. It's insane. That's why, you know, that's why I got out of it basically. It got, I don't know. It's like now everybody's on
you're
TikTok.
Still technically in it a little bit, though.
Not really. I'm just doing the podcast.
Okay.
So, but no, it's like, but yeah, it's like now you're seeing people on TikTok, YouTube. Well, not really just, it's more TikTok than I think anything. It's like, and it's almost like they're just copying Ghost Adventures in an odd way, you know? It's like they're not doing nothing.
That people put that.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
It's like the worst thing.
But my dad, he will send me. My dad's gotten on TikTok now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's gonna get down in a hole. And I was like, all right. So he started sending me some videos, and anytime he's around me, he's like, oh, look at this video, it's cool. I'm like, Dad, that is so fake. It's not a ghost. And he's like, but it looks cool. And I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
It
looks cool, but it's not real.
Right. Oh, and some of them are just over the top. I'm just like using filters and stuff, and I can't.
I know, and that's where like
it's good entertainment though. It's funny.
It is, but like having like a photography background, like that's where I came in, and I'm trying to explain to these people like long exposure or
that's how I got into it also.
And no, it's not. Who are you? I'm like, dude, you asked me for my opinion. Why do you have to ask for my credentials now? Because you don't like what I said.
Right. It's almost like you take your car. It's like you take your car to a mechanic. You got something wrong, and you don't like what the mechanic had to say, so you take it to a plumber. It's like, it's like, come on. It's like, if you don't like what I have to tell you, then don't ask. It's like, it's like...
Oh, it sounds like agree to disagree. Don't sit there and argue with me for like hours on end and call me every name in the book because it's a dust particle.
It wasn't the opinion that they wanted. That's exactly. The only thing it is. They didn't say, you didn't say what they wanted to hear. So they got upset about it and butthurt, and they want to make you look bad because it's not what they think, so.
Exactly. It's exactly what it is. And I mean, I got to the point.
It's pathetic when people are like that.
And I mean, I got to the point I just quit dealing with it. I was like, we're not having this conversation. Have a good night. I've got things to do.
Yeah, just be the bigger.
I'm gonna go watch Family Guy now. You have a good night. I'm gonna go Netflix and chill. So leave me alone.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, I mean, I enjoyed it, but like,
Candy's a sweet. Yeah,
she is. But like,
she's a sweet gal.
Like, going to my private like Facebook page and like sending me DMs, calling me all kinds of names. It's like, dude, I'm doing it for free, and I just don't need this abuse. like,
right.
If it makes you,
well, we had a certain.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, we had a certain other rep on NPS send me a message one night and was kind of like trying to. It's almost like, sometimes when you can tell somebody ain't, like under the influence.
Yeah.
Well, somebody tried to send me a message late one night, and it was late. And he was like, well, I don't like how you're doing this. And I was like, and he was like, and I'm going to like, what I said was kind of very R-rated, so I'm going to clean this up a little bit. I basically said, dude,
it's a podcast,
you messaged me
why? No, I'm just kidding.
I basically messaged him back. I go, you messaged me one more time on my personal page. I said, I will tear your head off. And I said a lot more than that. And then it got to the point. Yeah, there you go. It weighs about a ton. And I mean, and the reason I shouldn't have got upset, but I got upset because it's like, number one, I just got off work and I'm trying to talk to somebody that had a question, and I don't need somebody messaging me and trying to belittle me and tell me what to do. And it's like, and like you just said, it's like, if you ain't paying me money, you ain't telling me what to do. Sorry. And so basically, I had to knock somebody off their high horse is what I had to do.
But there's going to be haters everywhere, though. There's going to be people that, want to name call and bash what you're doing, but you just got to turn the other cheek, man.
You do. I totally
I get people
agree.
that make fun of me all the time for being a paranormal investigator. They're like, "Oh, so you're like Ghostbusters?" I'm like, "Oh, haven't heard that one before." Like,
yeah, have you seen a proton pack?
You're so original.
Yeah, have you seen a proton packs? And
I can't.
Yeah, I actually have one in my garage. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. People make fun of me all the time, and I'm just like, you can make fun of me all you want. I enjoy it. I've been.
That's what I try to tell people, and that's what I try to tell everybody. No matter at the end of the day, it's a hobby. Okay,
Yeah.
We're not getting. You don't get paid for it. It's not a job. It's not a career. It is something on the side that you want to do that makes you happy. Okay. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're fishing, bowling, whatever. You found something to do that makes you happy, and you're not getting paid. You're doing something on the side that makes you happy, or is supposed to make you happy.
Yep.
Okay, so when
I'm making fun of people for their hobbies and their likes and dislikes. You know what I mean?
It's insane. Like, what do you care? Like, if you're not in here to learn and try. And help the community. Like, why are you coming at me for trying to do something that I enjoy?
Right.
Like that. I dislike people like that.
People are just nasty.
It's almost like,
and I've been I have not for the past three years, and I tell you what, like.
But I mean, I have never once.
I love taking care of people. That's why I chose to go back for nursing. And I got a little over a year left with that. But the more I work in healthcare, the more I have.
But that's your career, though.
I have such a lower tolerance for people anymore. But I love meeting new people.
But you see what I'm saying? But that's your career. You do the paranormal thing as a hobby.
Yeah.
You see, that's my point. So when they're doing a hobby, something that makes you happy,
people are.
Why do people get so uptight over it? Why do people get so uptight over it? That's what I never understood. I never got it. I never got the point where
they're not happy with themselves.
Like with me, it's like
fingers at somebody else.
I mean, it's like Sabrina, like Sabrina just mentioned. You know me. I am a big history. I'm a history nerd, and I enjoyed having when we had a paranormal team. I enjoyed actually getting in the car, going to these places, going to locations, when everybody does their little ghost hunt. And I enjoyed the history, going to see a location, going to see something historical.
Yeah.
That people don't go to all the time. And I enjoyed that. It totally, because you get away from your kids, you get away from your job, you get away from all the bullshit in life. And do something you enjoy doing. And that's just, I never got the people that take something and just want to be all uptight and be all, act like it's their life, act like it's their career. And it's it's not a career, people. It's not a job. It's a hobby. It's all it is. It's a hobby, no matter how you look at it. it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's a hobby. So it's
Life's too short to be pissed off all the time, man.
It is.
I mean, lighten up.
Well, I mean, it's and it's almost like why I started this podcast. Even though I'm a skeptic, even though I can have anybody on here and have the most awesome conversation with, it doesn't matter to me. You can believe what you want to believe. You can follow what you want to follow. It's I can sit down and have a conversation with anybody, but you're not going to see me get uptight over because someone disagreed with me.
Right.
I don't care.
I know people can't have a debate anymore or a discussion.
No.
Or to I'm not going to agree with everything somebody says, but I'm not going to be
no
because their opinion's different than mine.
Exactly. It's almost like when people follow politics. I mean, it's almost the same thing in an odd way.
Freedom of
You know, it's
speech.
almost like, but sometimes I feel like the paranormal community, and it's not a field, it's a community. I'll get to that some other day. But it's almost like, sometimes it feels like it's a weird religion in an odd way. Because it's almost like people get so wrapped up into it that they don't realize they can have fun with it. You know, they can just have a good time. It doesn't matter, man. To have fun with what you do in life.
Yeah.
You know, don't let it, it's fun. It's fun when you found something to go do, You get, like I said, it's a breakaway. It's a breakaway from your 9-to-5er. It's a breakaway from your kids,
It's an escape.
Yeah. Yeah, and it doesn't matter what you do, and it's like I don't care if you play Dungeons and Dragons. I don't care if you, have fun with what you do. Have a good time. It says we got it. Somebody's in the chat. Not even.
Oh, I put the links in the chat.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I was like, hold on here. Someone trying to talk to us? Because I haven't used that. I have not used that part yet. So I didn't know if anyone was chatting.
Bud's just winging it.
Hey, that's how I got as far
What's
as
your point?
Just winging it too.
Well, that's how our first interview went. He's like, so how do you want to do this? I was like, let's just wing it. Like, it's my first time being on a podcast.
But that's what I started doing, though. It's like when I started the podcast, like my very first episode, I was nervous as hell. I'm not going to lie about it. I will not. I was, and the guy I had on, his name's Frank.
I was all over the place. The first episode we had, I felt like I was all over the place.
You were. Everybody was like, "Go, Brooke." You gave Buck a hard time the whole time. You was up his ass the whole time. Good going, Brooke. Team Brooke. That's what everybody was saying.
I wasn't being like that.
Oh, I know.
I wasn't being nasty.
Oh, I know. I'm giving you a hard time.
But we definitely had a good debate going on back and forth, for sure.
We did, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
That's fun, though. That's fun to do. I don't care who you are. It's fun to do.
I don't care who you are.
Yeah, it is. It's really fun to do that, and I don't care. I can mess with anybody, and But yeah, as long as you have fun with what you're doing, and I tell everybody that. It's like, like I go to the gym. I like hiking. I like, they're escapes. Fun thing to do, and I still do photography. Me and Brooke does history tours at the Hannah Mansion.
Yeah.
So I got to put up with her there too.
I've been wanting to be a part of that house since I was a kid, and I'm finally doing it. So I'm pretty stoked about it. I think that sometimes I get too involved. I kind of need to I'm not saying not care as much, but I
see what you're saying.
I really don't know how to explain it. Like I start overthinking and overanalyzing things with the house when it's like I have other shit I need to be focused on, so yeah. But I enjoy doing tours. I've learned new things about the house since I started doing tours.
And you keep learning about the place too, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You don't stop learning. There's still stuff that I was not aware of. That,
right.
Like about the history and stuff like that. It's amazing. It's an amazing place.
If those walls could talk, I'm telling you, like, that place is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It definitely gets a hold of you.
Oh yeah, it's definitely on my list if I ever make it out that way.
You should.
Yeah, you need to get out here, girlfriend.
Yeah, you definitely need to come out. It's really not that far. What, just a couple states?
Just a couple states.
It's like, what, you get through Ohio. Yeah, once you get to Ohio, it's right there.
It'd be a nice little road trip.
Yeah.
Believe it or not,
You and the hubby could make it your own little escape.
Oh my God! Listen to you now.
I know that it would be all me. My husband would stay in the hotel room. He does not believe in this. Like, not even a skeptic. Like, he just
Just not at all.
Not at all.
I was going to ask you about
the fact that he supports you with your book and everything like that, and going to these cons and everything like that is awesome.
Yeah, no, he's 1,000% supportive. I mean, he's had his own like paranormal experiences, but he just does not have the energy to argue with people or to do like investigations
brush it
or
off,
anything like that. No. But
I mean, I was with somebody for 3 years. I was with somebody for 3 years. Big skeptic, atheist, and I'm a very spiritual person, and I do believe, and, but he still supported me and thought it was cool that I was so into, being a paranormal investigator and going to all these places and digging into the history, especially, and he was like, he would always call me his little ghost nerd. And unfortunately it didn't work out, but the fact that I was with somebody, and I don't settle for less. Like, if I'm with somebody, I'm in it, and if they're going to be with me, they're going to support, what I want to do, just like I'll be there and I'll support what they want to do. So I think it's awesome what you have with your husband. That's really special.
Oh,
That's
God.
super cute. You guys so cute. You're so cute.
In February, we were married for 13 years.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
I can barely hold a relationship for 13 minutes.
Well, we were
I know,
like,
we see how that's
good for you
right now.
We were like for quite a few years before we even got together. So that's how we have that base.
I think that's
just ask Bud Kelly. He'll tell you. Yeah, I could give advice on what not to do.
I don't know. Sometimes
I was about to say, I wouldn't get any actual.
We still choose each other, so it's with the crazy we know, right?
What was it? I posted something on Facebook. Something about I like my women like I like haunted houses. They're creepy and scary and they will kill you, or something like that.
No, but he's always supported me, whether it's wanting
That's
to
awesome.
learn more about the paranormal, because I've had, like I said, my own numerous experiences. I think most people usually do, which is why they try and learn more about it. Whether it's that or my book, we just support each other, even if
that's good.
It's not our cup of tea. We're still there, So.
Right.
Which is what you do when you're in a relationship. You support each other. You're a team. It's like your shadow. He's your shadow.
That's a good thing, though. It really is. I mean, it's like with me, though. It's like I've been single for a good long while now, so. And this felt good, though. I mean, it's felt healthy. It's like, I mean, no offense. I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean it like I'm not a part of the, He-Man Woman Haters Club yet, so, But no, I mean, it just felt good because yeah. But I mean, I've always been able to do my own thing and, kind of like, like I go to the gym when I want. And stuff like that, so. But that was me. That was my decision, so. So it's a good thing. And I mean, I'm able to travel. Like I'm traveling again and stuff like that, so. And I'm flying to Washington coming up this month. I'm going to go out, and see my kids.
I thought you were going to see if she could come up for Paranormal Day.
I don't know what the deal is with that. But she wanted to. She actually wanted, because she helped out last year with it. But no, I'm going to fly. I'm going to fly out there.
It'd be fun for her. It'd be fun for her.
Well, yeah. She loves that house too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, she started really.
As far as being single and stuff like that, like, don't get me wrong, I do like having a companion and having somebody to come home to and everything, and sharing a life with, but at the same time, like, it's a lot of work. And if, it's not 50-50, or you're not given the same amount, because sometimes you can't give 50 and they got to give a little bit more, so
Yeah, it's give
I
and
mean,
take.
you got to even each other out,
Yeah.
but even when I'm single, I find myself more and more, you know what I mean? Like, so if you can't be happy by yourself, you can't be happy with somebody else,
Oh,
That's very true, and that's kind of
Um,
like
gotta
why I
be.
did what I
I'm
did.
right, and I'm okay with being single, I don't want to be single the rest of my life, but if that's what's in my, if that's what's in my hand that's been dealt to me, I mean, it is what it is, but I still have family and friends and, people that love me and they're there to support me. So
Yeah, exactly.
I
I
ain't
mean,
finding anybody. They can find me. I'll be right here. So,
I'll be at the Hannah house this Sunday between 1 and 4. So
Yeah, all right.
oh my gosh, I have to. Okay, so I have to. No, I have to tell you this because I might end up having a stalker. I might end up having a stalker. So
I feel
this
sorry for
guy.
them already.
Oh, I do too because I'll go crazy. Well,
I know that's what I'm saying.
so me and my friend Emily, we went to Crown Hill the other day just to kind of, that is seriously one of the most peaceful places I've ever went to, and
It
it's
is,
so
ain't it?
pretty.
I've done a lot of photography there.
Yeah, I absolutely. It's literally my favorite place to go to just, blow off steam, cool my head, just relax, drive around. I'll park
That
my
lightning
car, I'll
behind
walk
you is
around.
really wicked.
I know. It's
Not to
pretty cool
interrupt. I don't want to
background,
interrupt.
huh?
That lightning behind you is like really wicked.
Right. So we're driving around and we're, finding more grave sites and stuff like that. Well, we talked to this worker because we had seen a new mausoleum put up, and then the guy that was taking pictures of the mausoleum, it's like in the shape of a castle. It's like they got a drawbridge and everything.
Where's
It's
it
so
at?
cool. It's so where James Wickham Riley is, the highest point. So if you go down,
Yeah.
you go left, like where Benjamin Harrison is, and then you turn another left,
Oh, so you're
and
standing at it. Okay.
it's literally right there. You can't miss it. It's huge. And
Benjamin Harrison's
so
over by the Lilies, too.
this guy was taking pictures, and we were talking about him how I've never been inside the cathedral, and then he goes, yeah, it's a hit or
The
miss.
Gothic
Sometimes
Chapel?
yeah, that's it.
Oh,
And he said that
it's awesome.
well, and he showed me his TikTok or whatever, and he actually had a few cool TikTok videos, and he goes, oh well, I'll send you my info or whatever, and I ended up giving this guy my number, not even thinking, like, I'm like, oh my god, that was really
Really?
stupid. And my friend Emily was like, yo, that dude just got your digits, girl, and I was like,
At this day and age, you gave somebody your phone number.
So, yeah, well, I can block people. It's okay. So anyway, so we end up driving around, and we see this worker, and we asked him a couple questions and asked how long he'd been working there or whatever. And the guy seemed cool. He said he was married. He'd been, doing it for 25 years or something like that. And he was telling us where John Dillinger was buried and his family was. And I didn't know where they were.
He's from here in my hometown.
Right. So we ended up going and checking his grave out. And we were talking to this guy more, and he goes, well, you guys got a number or anything? And Emily's like, oh no, we don't give out our personal number like that. And I was like, I looked at her, and I got back in the car, and I was like, I already gave my number out once. I'm not doing it again today. So
now every Crown Cemetery employee has your phone number.
Yeah, no kidding. No, one of them wasn't even an employee. He says that he has a retirement property somewhere in there, which means he has, a burial plot there or whatever. But I think that's funny. I have a retirement property on but this guy, he wanted our number, and Emily's like, Oh, but she does tours at the Hannah House every first Sunday.
Oh, great!
They got a website, and I'm just like, oh my God, what are you doing? Like, so now that guy's probably going to be, he's like, yeah, I'll come and check you out. And I'm like, dude.
Just point at me and say, that's Brooke over there. Yeah, just say I'm Brooke.
I cannot. I did hear something interesting, though, that he had brought up, that they're actually starting to... So I know you guys have probably heard how when people get cremated and stuff, you can actually get your ashes like mixed in with a tree or something like that, and it grows.
Right.
They're doing it with mushrooms now, I guess.
Huh?
You could be mushrooms.
Why? I have one question. Why? Like, why would you be a mushroom?
I don't know. Maybe
like,
maybe my vibe's that good that someone wants to trip off of my remains. I don't know.
It's like,
maybe.
Like what? Like what inspired?
I can't.
Like what would inspire somebody to sit there and go, you know, when I die, I really want to be a mushroom?
It was probably Jerry Garcia, man.
Become a mushroom so you can eat me. Like,
yeah.
Well, I remember. Okay, hold on. I got a funny. Okay, I graduated back in the '90s, early '90s, and I got a buddy of mine that I still talk to him. This very. I've already told you that about 50 times.
I don't remember. You're like in your 50s, aren't you?
I'm 49. Okay, so back to my point.
You do know I graduated in 2008, right?
Yeah,
as a baby.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so
I graduated in 2004.
Hey, that's when my sister graduated.
Yes, I graduated in 92.
I was 2 years old.
Yeah, I graduated in 1992. Okay, so we're sitting in science class, and I swear to God, when I post this podcast, I'm going to tag my buddy in this, and I will tell him where I'm talking about it. But I remember me and him, we had a biology teacher named Mr. Guy. And he was the coolest teacher you could ever be. And I remember Andy sitting there and talk and go, you know, when I die, I want to be cremated and everybody smoke me. And I can remember Mr. Guy going, Andy, that's impossible. You're already ashes. Nobody can smoke you. And I'm sitting there going, dude, like, how did that even go through your brain?
Supposedly, there's a conspiracy theory that Tupac, he was cremated and his ashes
there's a ton of conspiracy theories about Tupac.
Smoked or something like that. I'm like, okay.
Well, there's also another one that he's actually alive and down in Cuba or something like that.
I think he's alive. I don't think he's dead. With Elvis.
I'm sorry. Okay, I've been to Vegas twice. I don't see how somebody can get shot and nobody knows nothing on the Strip.
Because it was... Death Row was gang affiliated.
Yeah.
So no one's going to open their mouth.
Was that the record label?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I don't listen to rap. I don't listen to rap music, so
I listen to everything.
They were totally getting affiliated in that.
I think Beastie Boys was about the closest to rap music I ever listened to.
Everybody in that situation too, like all the cops and everything, everybody's like so dirty. So even if they knew anything, like no one was going to speak up against that.
Yeah.
Nobody. And I don't think anybody ever will, unfortunately.
Nope.
Well, it's almost like kind of Jimmy Hoffa being missing.
No.
And there's actually a guy I follow on.
He's dead. He ain't missing.
Well, that's what. Yeah, but they didn't find the body.
He's definitely dead now. He's definitely dead now.
Okay. But my point is, and he's also from Indiana as well.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a guy I follow that he used to be like a big time mobster, and like head up. I forgot what family it was, the Gambino family, I think. And he actually said, he goes, "I know who did it, and I know where they took him, but I ain't saying a word. And no, and whoever did it ain't saying nothing either."
Nope. That's how it was, man.
But no, he was from Brazil. Brazil,
We should
Indiana.
have an episode where we talk about like old like mobs and gangsters and stuff. Like
I could
go
do
on
that for hours.
forever. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. I could do like old time gangsters and stuff like Bonnie and Clyde. Because my dad was watching a documentary about Bonnie and Clyde, and I was telling like all the weird stuff about those two.
That was such a really sad story, though. It was like the gangster version of Romeo and Juliet. Like,
Trying to think
because they were kids. They were kids, and
Bonnie and Clyde.
We think of them as kids, but they were.
No, they weren't kids.
They were adults.
They were like in the around 40s?
No. They were in their early 20s.
Hang on, let me Google this. Or if anybody can find it before me, feel free. Okay, hang on.
But I mean, have you watched that Highwaymen?
What?
I think that's what it's called.
Is that a movie?
I think it's called. It's a movie. It's on. Woody Harrelson plays. I love Woody Harrelson, but he plays.
Hang on. They were a little bit younger than what I thought. She was 23. Hold on. She was 23 and he was 25.
I said early 20s.
You did.
I didn't hear that.
That's practically kids. I mean, could you imagine dying that young? I mean, that's sad.
I'm surprised I didn't.
And they were little. Like, they were short.
Yeah.
They were little things. So they were practically
I know
kids
she
too.
was.
Like, though, like, in the 30s and early 1900s, people were getting married at, like, 15, 16.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so, I don't know. They were young, but you can't think of it as, like, young for us. You know what I mean?
I think, hold on, I think my mom's mom and dad, my grandparents, I think they got married when they were like 19 or something like that. They were, well, yeah, my mom had me when she was 20. And my dad.
Especially, out there, a lot of like farm towns and stuff like that. The families had a lot of kids help with like the farm and stuff, and not that there was much to do, with the church.
Yeah, my mom was 19 when her and my dad got married. And my dad was 21. So I don't even think I can imagine getting married that young.
Either.
No, I just couldn't do it. I'm almost 50 and I don't think I'll ever do it again. Ever.
Not for everybody.
Hey, Brooke, did you know there's a signed contract at the Hannah house saying I won't?
Scott told me about it.
Oh, did he show you?
No, I haven't seen it, but he told me about it. And I was like, oh, my Lord.
Yeah, I have a signed contract. I have a signed contract with my whole birth name saying I will never get married again. Ever. And I didn't use my nickname. I used my whole birth name. So it's legit. Totally. Oh, so Sabrina, are you still like going to like paranormal locations and all that?
I haven't been in a while. I had a lot of personal things happen. I haven't really had the time to really investigate as much as I would like to. I've had friends come up to me, like I'll help them with certain things, but I haven't been able to be like in it like I was.
As involved as you used to be.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus. when I left the Paranormal Society, I had a lot of things personally going on. Then I
Yeah,
went
I
to
did
school for
too.
my bachelor's. Now I'm going to school for engineering, and I'm writing this book, and I'm promoting this, and it's just,
Right.
I can't,
Doing big things, girl.
yeah, no, I
Doing
can't
big
focus
things.
on as much as I would like to. Like, sometimes I get caught in that rabbit hole where I'm looking at pictures or, really start going through
Oh, I
things, but I
know.
really just haven't. And I really haven't been able to put the time in it like I had. And honestly, when I went on that last investigation, it put such a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I'm very
Yeah.
reluctant to do that again unless it's like with a real. I mean, this was, like I said, this was like reputable team,
Mm-hmm. Right.
and now I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I'm with you on
I'd
that
have to,
one.
yeah, like I'd have to find people that I would trust.
Right. I'm with you. I
At least
mean,
like the same kind of mindset, I guess.
yeah. Right. Because I mean, I was in the same boat. I mean, I just, kind of like, I mean, with the investigating thing and all, I got out of that altogether. I mean, it just, and I mean, no offense. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I had a great time with it, and I mean, and I met a lot of awesome people with it. I really did, and but it just got to the point. I don't know. It just got to the point where it just got too much because I was doing other things. Like I just wanted, like I wanted to focus more on my photography and stuff like that. I wanted, and then like doing tours at the Hannah Mansion and doing stuff there. But yeah, I mean, I just walked away from it. And then years ago, it's I everybody had the idea of me like, well, you should start a podcast. So I thought, even though I don't do the investigating anymore, I got out of it. I don't mind doing this podcast, and because again, like I was saying, it helps kind of people to come on here and like tell us, tell everybody what they do and promote what they want to promote and stuff like that. And I think, try to make it a positive thing and entertaining, and and people might disagree with what comes out of my mouth, but hey, I'll guarantee I made somebody laugh, and that's my, and that's kind of like the goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's still places I'd like to go to. I mean,
Oh, for sure. There's
yeah,
lots of places
I mean,
I would like to go to.
well, it's like being here in Indiana. Like we're real close to Waverly Hills Sanatorium. I've never been there yet, and
It's awesome.
How far do you think it is? What, about 2 hours?
They actually it's a few hours.
About a 2 hour drive?
No, it's a few.
I could do in two. Because it's right inside Louisville.
I think it was like, I don't know, like 2.5 hours or something like that, almost 3 hours.
Right.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And actually, they completely restored one of the rooms. Like, so it's like freshly painted white, and they found like the old light bulbs and stuff, like lighting fixtures and all that. So it looks like what the hospital looked like back in the day. So it's pretty cool.
Right.
And they're trying to really work on it, It's wicked. I mean, I looked up at the top of the hill and I was like, this thing is massive.
And they, even like if you even look at the
intimidating.
History. Why?
Because it was so big. That's what she said.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like I would love to get out to like Western Pennsylvania, like Pittsburgh and the surrounding counties, like Allegheny County. There's so many counties, so many towns that are like damn near ghost towns out that way because the steel mill and the steel mill industry just disappeared from Pittsburgh and the surrounding areas. So there's literally empty towns, houses just rotting away. Like, if you
Wow.
look up Poughkeepsieport, Pennsylvania, there's very few
Okay.
people actually living in that town. I would love to get like a group of reputable people and just walk the town. You know what I mean? That would be
Hell, I'm down.
vacation to me. And just Western
Hell, I'm
Pennsylvania,
down.
Allen County, like there are so many just empty towns. And even like, it's kind of, I mean, I guess it's not as cool as it was, but even like Centralia, Pennsylvania is not far from me either. Like there's so many
Oh,
places
okay.
just in Pennsylvania. Like I'm in Northeast Pennsylvania, so like I'm in the tri-state area of New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
An hour and a half, I can go to someplace really freaking cool. Like if I could just get there. Like there's quite a few places I do still want to investigate, and that just give me like chills, you know, if I really want to go and do it.
Right. It's kind of like me with Tombstone. I've always.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was like kind of like me with wanting to go to Tombstone.
I would love to go there.
That's on the bucket list. I've always wanted to see Tombstone. It was like, you know, just the history part of it, and it's like now it's just they use it as a tourist attraction, but
same reason I'd want to go to Gettysburg. Like I know it's a tourist attraction.
Oh, I would.
It's not that far from.
You know what I mean?
It's not that far from here either.
It's not far from me either.
No, it's not that far from here at all.
Even like,
and
I bought concert tickets to Boston just so I could go and hit the history sites up there. Like, it's only a 3-hour drive for me, 3.5-hour drive to Boston, and whew, just the history sites alone give me goosebumps.
Who'd you buy tickets to go see?
Flogging Molly.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa! Oh, that'd have been cool.
It was awesome.
Wow.
Did you hear that thunder?
That would've...
Happy Irish people. Drunk Irish people is amazing.
Yeah, I was going to say they're one of my favorite bands to listen to.
They are.
I'm part Irish because I'm part Irish, so it's like I love that type of music.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't heard of them. Sorry.
Oh no!
Seriously?
My husband actually got into them. He's half Italian and half Polish, but he worked.
Okay.
Like all through high school, so he listens to all kinds of music, and he got me into Flogging Molly.
Oh God, I love them. Brooke, you never heard Flogging Molly?
Oh, they're so good.
When we're off this podcast, here's what you're going.
Maybe I have.
No. You listen right here. This is what you're going to do after this podcast. You're going to get on YouTube, and I want you to look them up and listen to them tonight.
A good one for you to start out with would either be Tobacco Island or Queen Anne's Revenge.
What's that one song they got that I really love? It's there's so many I can't name just one.
That's why I said for her to like intro to Flogging Molly. Those two would be good ones.
Okay, I see what you're saying. It's almost like because they kind of remind me of like listening to Dropkick Murphys too.
They are good, and you had to have heard them because they were the soundtrack for The Departed. If you saw that movie.
Oh, that movie is epic.
Yes, it was very good.
Have you ever heard of Dropkick Murphys? You never heard of Dropkick Murphys?
Have you watched the movie The Departed? It's in there.
That's what. Yeah.
The song is in the movie.
It's been a while since I've watched
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I know who.
They play that song throughout the movie. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen it, so I definitely will watch it. I own the movie too, and
Oh, okay.
So.
No, but that's a damn good movie. I mean, really good.
I saw the Dropkick Murphys in Philly. That was fun.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna have to look them up.
I've never seen them live yet. I think I've had the chance to because they play in Indy quite a bit. Like even right around like March and like right around springtime, they come to Indy quite a bit.
I think it was the Electric Factory out in Philadelphia for what was it? my 1 year anniversary. I forgot why we went out there, but it was fun.
Wow. That'd have been amazing. No
Oh,
lie.
it was. Our
That would have
friend,
been.
our friend Mo came with us, and it was quite the sight to see a 6'5" Muslim man running around in a kilt, screaming Dropkick Murphy songs. It was amazing.
Oh, that would have been. That'd have been
It was
really
a good
cool.
time. It was.
Yeah, I was gonna say that'd have been a good time.
It was.
I don't care
I've
who
never
I don't
seen
care
so
who
many
you are. That'd have been.
people. I've never seen so many people in kilts just rocking out and drinking beer and just having so much fun in their life.
Right. That would have been cool. No lie. The only good story about a concert I think I have, which I've seen a million concerts, was I went to.
Oh, I know who Dropkick Murphys are.
Yeah, like I went to go see Van Halen
Nice.
when they reunited with Sammy Hagar, because I've seen Sammy Hagar like 10 to 15 times. And I actually, okay, to make a long story short, I was drinking all day because I had the day off, and me and my sister was going to the concert, and I was just drinking beers, and like I was whatever. So by the time I got to, well, you know where Deer Creek is. So by the time I got there, I found the Cabo Wabo tent. So then I got on the tequila. And let me put it this way, I don't remember seeing Van Halen.
You know, I
don't remember.
To kill ya.
I don't remember once seeing Van Halen. I didn't get to see it. I was like passed out in the seat.
I would have
And the next thing I remember, my sister shaking me, going, "Dude, it's over.
It's over.
Dude, it's over." And then the guy sitting at the left of me, he goes, "Yeah, man, you went out like a light." So I didn't get to see Eddie Van Halen. And I was still bummed out about it because Father Edward passed away, and so yeah, I didn't get a chance to see Van Halen. So
I seen Pete Frampton before he got sick.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Really,
So yeah,
Frampton would be awesome to see live.
he was awesome. Veda's like, my daughter's name's Veda. She goes, "Mom, will you get a video of him doing that want 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 thing?" Like, yeah, I got you. And then I seen Kiss a few years ago. That was a really good show. Lots of explosions.
Last time I saw him, I wasn't impressed with it.
I thought it was great.
Last time I seen him, I was.
Well,
Yeah, last time I seen him, where I wasn't really impressed. Well, when I was 18 years old in '92, I was at Kiss Alive 3. So there.
it almost looks like a tornado behind me, like when the light flashes. Hold on. Maybe it'll do it again. Of course, it's not going to do it now.
Yeah, because you said something.
It does.
Yeah, I can see this now, like lightning bolt, you disappear, then, okay, now the podcast is just going to carry on with me and Sabrina tonight, so.
Brooke just got swept up into a damn funnel cloud.
Oh, then you have people saying, it was aliens.
Yeah, there you go.
Starting to rain now.
That's why I'm glad I brought the tortoise. I got the tortoise in now, so.
Yeah, and people are starting to do fireworks, and it gets lit over here for 4th of July, and then we have.
Well, we live in Indiana. Here's the thing, though: we live in Indiana.
On 3rd.
But we live in Indiana. It's like kind of like written in stone that we start fireworks a month early and we keep them going for a month later.
Right.
Because like everybody
feels really good though. I could do the breeze.
Because everybody does the really good illegal ones, so.
It's sounding pretty wicked out here, guys. I ain't gonna lie. I'm getting a little nervous. I'm gonna get off this. I'm gonna end up getting off the podcast, cracking open a beer, and looking for funnel clouds. No Cabo
I can
Wabo,
see us
though.
like.
No Cabo Wabo.
Yeah, I can see me like showing up to the tours Sunday. So where's Brooke? I don't know. Did you watch the podcast? She kind of got zapped. We think it was lightning, but I don't know.
It, though. She was living her best.
Don't worry, I did a prayer
and
and her
like
eulogy.
I
do too.
I'm just like staring at your screen like, oh, I would love to be there right now.
I know. Girl, Twister's one of my favorite movies. I'm like, but see, the thing is I could not be a Nader chaser. Like, no.
What did you say?
Nader.
What?
Tornado?
Say that one. Can you say that one more time?
Nader.
A Nader chaser.
Nader chaser.
That's the most redneck word I think I've ever heard in my life.
I'm from Indiana. I'm redneck ghetto, bud. Come on.
I'm from Indiana too, but you never heard me say Nader chaser.
I did.
That is the most redneck.
I used to watch.
That is the most redneck word.
Do you say wash or wash?
I started correcting myself as when I was young because I used to hear my grandma say it.
Yeah.
So once I realized there wasn't an R in the word, I started correcting myself. It's like, okay, I got one for you. It's like when people say chest of drawers. How did your grandparents say it?
When they say what?
Chest of drawers. How did your grandparents say it? For the longest time, till I was about 10 or 12, I used to think it was called Chester drawers. So, you want to talk about Indiana slang?
Why does this have to happen now?
I don't know. It's just your luck. I don't know.
Veda looked out and she was like, said,
I like that kid.
Just stuck out here, you know.
Okay, so Sabrina, like, do they still have the Rocky statue in Philly?
I think so.
I just had to ask that because you're in Pennsylvania, so Rocky's one of my favorite films, and somehow right now it hit the top of my head. Is that statue still there? Because I've always wanted to go see it. I've always wanted to go see it.
It's one thing I haven't got to see yet down in Philly. That's my next time I go down there.
How far are you from Philly?
Like depending on traffic, like between an hour and a half to 2.5 hours. Not too far.
Oh, that ain't that far.
Definitely close enough for day trips.
Oh yeah. Is it me or is her? Oh, she's gone.
Yeah, no, I think she froze and she cut out.
She probably lost signal or something. I just want probably the storm's probably hitting pretty good up there. Because she's only about 30 minutes from me, and it's not hitting here yet.
Ah, shit. You know it's coming at least.
Right. Okay, so more about... Okay, I get off topic, really bad. And people get on to me about it, because I can go in left field, really fast. We can be on one subject, and I can get on another one, which is genetics. Because my family's like that. So back to your book. What exactly, and here's the thing, I don't want you to tell me what the book's about to a T. Because I want people to see the link in the description box, and I want them to go get it. and I want him to read it. Because there's a book right now I want to read. And so it's like I tell people, don't tell me what it's about. I want to read it. Don't tell me what it's about. Don't ruin it.
No, hope it's...
So, like...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was getting ready to say, like, what... Kind of what I'm getting at, like, what inspired you to write it?
Well, I've always liked the genre. Like, dystopian, post-apocalyptic stuff.
Okay.
And I've been writing, God, ever since I could hold a pencil. Like, I would fold up notebook paper, staple it together, and, like, make
Right.
books. But this Juniper, she's the main character, the female protagonist.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly, like, it was a dream or the story just came to me. I forget exactly how it came to me, but it wouldn't leave. So I wrote it down. And I just took it from there.
Oh, gotcha. Because I know with some people, kind of, like when some, like I can't write worth of whatever, you know. Like I'm more a photographer. Like if I see something, I'll take a picture of it. You know, if there's something beautiful I see, like landscapes but as of writing, like I mean, it's almost like I kind of look at writing books like writing music as well. And it makes you wonder, like, how can somebody do it? You know, like, how can somebody, like, where do you get the inspirations? You know, because a lot of people, like, they kind of go off, like, you know, maybe it was just a childhood story or, you know, or how they grew up or, you know, and then turned it into, you know, something like that, you know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so what, you know, so like the inspiration just came, like you just had the story in your head and just went with it?
Yeah, like I have, at any given time, like I'll have like little short stories, or if I have an idea, I'll write it down. But like, I mean, everybody's got a story. Like I didn't have the best childhood, so writing was like my escape. It was like a reality world that I could control and get lost in.
Right.
So like I can make anything happen, you know. So I love fiction because literally you can make your own world, and that's that.
Right.
But Hope took me over a decade now.
Oh wow.
Start to finish, because when I started writing it, I didn't have any kids, you know. And then over the years, you know, I got married, college, kids, working full time, you know, and it's just I wrote when I could. And actually it took a family member who has since passed. She made me promise that I would publish it.
Okay.
And she's actually the reason that I really started to pursue it, because like you're putting your work out there. So like you're afraid, what if people don't like it? What if they say this? And what if they say that? And I just said, F it, you know.
Right. Yeah.
She made me promise, you know, one of the last things she made me promise. And I did it. And, you know, my husband helped me out with that too. He's like,
right.
You're never going to please everybody.
No.
So you're going to have
That's no
people
lie.
who love it. You're going to have people who don't like it. And people who don't like it, screw them. You know, laugh all the way to the bank.
Yeah.
Like, what do you care?
Bingo.
So,
you know, he's absolutely correct. I mean, just that's 100% to a T. You know, because I used to be that way. Because I used to be very conscious about, again, same thing. You know, everybody used to be real conscious about photography. You know, and like I would do a wedding, which I don't do them anymore. I got out of that. And I used to be real self-conscious about it. You know, like kind of like, well, what if people hate it? What if it isn't good enough? Then I got to the point, you know, I did the best I could. I did my thing, and just quit worrying about it. You just got to go for it.
Exactly. I mean, I was freaking out about page length, how many pages, how many chapters, how many pages in a chapter, and he's like, Sabrina, relax. I was like, what? He goes, some of your favorite authors Especially like Stephen King's notorious for having one-page chapters, half-page chapters.
That is very
And
true.
he's like, even like, it's like you go through some of your favorite books too, you'll find a misspelled word in there. He's like, or something might not make total sense. He's like, but look at it. Even like my book now, because I self-published it, he didn't edit it until maybe like the third iteration of it. When I
Oh, okay.
self-published it, I had been looking at that book for over a decade. So I got tired of looking at it, fixing mistakes, and I just put it out there. And I had so
Uh-huh.
many people point out, like, "Oh, this doesn't make sense. There's a misspelled word there," and I nearly died. And it's
And he
like
was probably overthinking everything.
I was overthinking everything. Because if you're
Yeah.
reading your work over and over again, you're gonna miss the most stupidest things, you know.
Yeah, it's
Like,
true.
but even with all those mistakes, I had sold quite a few hundred in the first year, even with all those mistakes. So that told me the story itself was good. People wanted it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And again, for a self-published author, I'm not with a publishing house, so to even have that kind of success was like blowing my mind. And like I said, the
Didn't
local community
didn't
has
Stephen
been,
King even do that as well?
I really don't know. I don't know. I know one of his first published works was Carrie, and that kind of like
Yeah.
catapulted to him.
Right. And I can't remember though. I don't know if the story is
He
correct
might have
or
wrote
real.
like short stories and stuff. I think he published before Carrie. I think that's
Okay.
where that's going. But
back to
yeah,
even what you was saying, right, about how your husband was telling you about don't worry about this, don't worry about that. Wasn't his first book he was going to throw it away until his wife grabbed it?
He was told it was trash. Publishing houses didn't want nothing to do with it. And I've been coming to find a lot of like successful people hear that a lot. Like my daughter, a little off topic, but my youngest daughter loves to sing. She has a great voice. She's super self-conscious. For her to get up and sing in front of everybody, I had to literally show her. I had to pull up all kinds of articles from artists who are famous that were told they're going to be nothing. And in doing so, I found that true with like a lot of authors and anybody who's like in the creative entertainment business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then even with the success I'm still having now tells me that I did the right thing. I kept on my rights.
Right, of course.
And Amazon, for me anyway, like people have good experience with Amazon, and some people don't have such great experiences. I haven't had much.
I don't have any problems with it. No, I don't.
They don't
I like shopping with them.
But even like for self-published authors, like some people use Income Spark. That's a monthly subscription or a year subscription. I don't have money for that.
Right.
So, Amazon, they don't charge you to use their service. They only take their cut like if you make a sale, and it's not even that much. The only like bigger cut they take is if you use their distribution services, like wholesale for like Barnes and Noble or places like that.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
They take a much bigger cut, but that's the give and take with this business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a risk I'm going to have to take because it brings it to the wider audience.
Right. Even musicians even goes through that as well. Trying to get that out and stuff like that. It's really cool. I'm glad you did it. I really am. And it's like, I think Brooke's trying to come back on.
She is. I see her.
She's got the link. I was like, I didn't have to resend it.
Do we have that on that?
Okay, hang on.
Nope.
Where's she at?
Well, we do right now, but that was fun.
Almost there. Oh, so she went inside.
Yes.
Kind of had to. I was melting out there, man.
We didn't know. We were debating if you got struck by lightning.
Probably would have preferred that versus just running in that shit. It's the worst.
Okay, so to get you caught up, we were talking about her book again, and I was asking, what was the inspiration behind it, and because we kind of got off left field a little bit about joking around with stuff, which that's what my podcast does. And but yeah, we were talking about like the inspiration behind the book and stuff like that, and stuff like and it's really cool, and I'm really glad you did it because, like I said, I knew you before the book.
Yeah.
So when I knew you wrote the book, I was like, because sometimes I get so busy I don't have time to read. I mean, I will admit it, and I mean because I know. Well, I have a niece that's a librarian. Okay, so that's all that girl does. Me, I really wish I had time to sit down and do it, and I just don't. And sometimes, but I should make time to do it because if I got time to do other stuff,
You see, that's when people tell me that my book is 162 pages. See up in the
yeah,
quick read.
right.
So,
I like quick reads.
I've had people tell me too, like, it's short, it's quick, it kept their attention, and a lot of people like, I really don't get caught up in it, and they were surprised that they were able to hold their attention so long. And then another person told me that, they forgot how much they loved reading, and I got them back into it again.
Now that right there should tell you is that number one, you were meant to do it.
You know how to capture an audience too, so.
I had two. I did the first convention I did was last year, and that was Scranton, Pennsylvania. There's Scranton Comic Con, and I had met a woman named Dawn Best. She's a former Archie Comics artist, and she was drawing Sonic the Hedgehog back in the '90s, like when I was watching on TV. And I lost my mind because I gave her a copy of my book, and she loved it. She came up to me and the next
That's
day,
awesome.
She's like, let me ask you something. I was like, what? She goes, are you a fan of Stephen King? I'm like, shut up. Yes. Why? She's like, I could tell it in the way you're writing. She's like, you need to keep writing. The way you world build cannot be taught. She's like, that gave me,
that's awesome.
Give me chills right now.
I'm sure. There's no doubt in my mind.
She and all the
that blew me away.
Like, I may only have like 25 reviews or whatever, but they're legit reviews. Like, I don't tell people to go on there and say, give me good reviews,
right. Yeah.
Even if you go on Goodreads, like, I'll have like a 4-star review and it's never about the story. It's all about she needs an editor. Like, but they love the story. Like I told you, the first 2 iterations of Hope, the ones that I put out, my husband hadn't edited yet, and I sold hundreds of copies within the first year, and that's because they love the story that much, even with all the misspellings and misperiods and this and that and the other thing. They loved it,
right?
And a lot of self-published authors are like, oh, how did you do it? How'd you do it? The mistake I noticed that I'm seeing a lot is that they put it on Amazon, and that's that. They think that's all you need to do.
Okay. So no promotions, no getting out there and hustling.
Or they don't know how to go about it. I'm like, my husband and I just picked up the phone. We called a local indie bookstore. Hey, I'm a self-published author. Think you should put a book out there. Oh, sure, no problem. And they'll do like a consignment type deal. Or they'll buy it at a discount and they'll keep it out their store. Like, you have to, especially self-published, you always got to be out there and being seen. Like, if I do see on my social media, I may not post every day, but I'm always posting events. Like, every month I'm doing 1 to 2 to 3 events. Like, I'm out there, I'm seeing them dealing with the public, so.
That's very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I even hopped on Whatnot.
Proud of you.
The auction site. So, I mean, and I did, when I first started out, I was doing like local flea markets. I was doing festivals. I had no shame. I love
flea markets.
People,
I love flea markets. I tell you what, man, they get in business. They get in business.
They do, and you'd be surprised sometimes what you see out there. Like,
Yeah.
my hope is going this event that I'm going to tomorrow. I mean, they have some legendary people in the Marvel industry coming out, and they have pro wrestlers. Like, I'm a pro wrestling fan. Like, they have pro wrestlers.
Oh, you don't get me started.
Like, they have.
Don't get me started.
Why? You don't like pro wrestling, but
No, like when I was a little kid.
yeah.
This is kind of before, and I'm getting ready to show my age one more time. Again. When I was probably 10, 12. This is before really WW. It was WWF back then.
Yeah.
And this is before they even could sell out places. And I got to see Hulk Hogan live.
Nice.
And actually, the Ultimate Warrior, which his name is Jim Hellwig, is from Columbus, Indiana. I got to see him when I was about 12. And, man, I got to see all the legends when I was little.
Oh, they're
Roddy Piper. Yeah. I got to see Roddy Piper.
Amazing.
I got to see Piper. I got to see, Hogan. I saw Hogan more than once. And, I heard some really bad stories about her. So,
that's just Brooks, I guess.
But
I got to see the legends. I mean, so yeah.
Oh, yeah, but
So who's going to the cons that you're going to?
Let me see. Let me pull up because I'm doing Hershey Comic Con this weekend. Let me pull up and see the people they're gonna have. Because I know they're having the guy that voiced Charlie Brown's gonna be there from like the 70s.
Really?
And
that'd be cool.
Rikishi's gonna be there. The wrestler Randy Bob Orton's gonna be there. Tony Atlas is gonna be there. I have
Rikishi. He's up in age.
Whatever. As long as you don't come out in that black one, we're good.
Yeah, Rikishi. He's up in age. He was wrestling back in the day.
Yeah.
Mick Foley. He's from Indiana. He was born in Bloomington. But there was a lot of good wrestlers that came out of Indiana, though. But then I got back into watching it when the Stone Cold era came out and The Rock.
Attitude era. Yeah, that's when I really started getting into it.
That put him back on the map. I don't care what anybody says when the Stone Cold era hit in The Rock. That, oh my God, that put him on the map. I mean, it really did, and that started making.
Yeah.
That was. Then I got to see Jake the Snake Roberts when I was little.
Nice.
Yeah, I got to see the legends, man. I got to see the good ones back in the day when I was younger. And then I took when I was married to my ex-wife.
Which one?
Oh, hush! Oh my God, leave me alone.
What's the name? What's the name of the con?
It's Hershey Comic Con.
Hershey Comic Con.
They're on
That's right.
Facebook. Find them on Facebook. You can find them on TikTok, Instagram.
Hershey
The
Comic.
website, I believe, is HersheyComicCon.weebly.com. That's the website.
You ought to try to come to some of the ones in Indiana or Indianapolis. So we have tons of big ones.
That is the goal. Once I have more than one book, I'm trying to have.
Then Indianapolis is the only city that has Gen Con.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, Gen Con. Indianapolis is the only city that hosts it.
I didn't know You know, I
which
just really
anymore.
started. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but I just really started doing the cons in my area right now.
Okay.
With the rate, I'm almost. I don't jinx myself, but I'm almost done with the second one, and I'm hoping to
Oh,
get that
okay.
out in the next couple of months, the very latest December. Um, but I've only been doing like the local cons right now because I can drive to them or just like stay a night or two. So
Right.
I did Grand Comic Con, the Valley Comic Con, I Geekdom in Philly. I was supposed to be at Fan Expo Philadelphia, but I had an inventory problem, so I couldn't go. I didn't have enough books. It was a good
Oh,
problem to
okay.
have, but I
Okay.
wasn't about to go to the Fan Expo with like 10 books. No way.
Right.
But
I see what you're saying.
yeah, it's a 3-day convention. No way. But my
Well, I'm
hope
Right.
is.
officially following you now. So
Oh, thank you.
Now you have a stalker. I'm sorry. That's all I want to say. My apologies as of right now.
It was weird
Yeah,
vibes earlier
I'm
today,
just.
man. I'm telling you.
Like I said, I lucked out with the genre and the type of book that I have that I can get away with going to the comic conventions and stuff. So that's really been a big help in between the bookstore signings.
Yeah, I agree. Well, even like around here in Indiana, though, I mean, it's like the genres, like it's like I never got big into comics, but I got into when I was younger. I got into certain comics, and but yeah, but even like I don't know what it is about Indiana, but it's like all different ages.
Oh, that's all. It's
You
like that
know,
everywhere. Comics are all
yeah,
different
like
ages.
the
My
DC
husband's
Marvel.
like I grew up. I mean, my husband's way more into it than I am. Like, I don't open up comic books anymore and like really read them.
Uh huh.
Like, I appreciate the art in them because the art's phenomenal.
It's amazing.
But I
Yeah.
grew up with like Saturday morning cartoons. Like, I'd watch X-Men '97, like Spider-Man. Like, that was my
Yeah.
jam. And that's what got I believe that's what got my husband into it. But he has like rows and rows of comic book boxes right now. He stays current with it.
Oh, okay.
And like I'll watch the TV shows like on Disney Plus, but I haven't like opened a comic book and read it in quite some time.
Is he a big Punisher fan?
No, he does not like the Punisher.
Oh, okay.
He likes
Now,
he's a big.
that's a comic I got in. Oh, okay. Because that's a comic I got into a long time ago. So it's like when they did the movies, and then it came out the Netflix version. Oh, I was so
that's the best
upset.
version. I like that version.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No.
I didn't. I like John Pertwee. Don't get me wrong. I think he's an amazing actor. I love him. He's good in a lot of films.
I liked it so much because I liked him.
Yeah, but I just didn't. I just don't think he fit. I just don't think it went. I don't think the story. It stuck with the storyline all that great.
That's fair.
Now,
I never really read the Punisher comics, so that's fair.
I'm not gonna lie, I have not really watched any Marvel movies. I've always been more of a DC comic girl.
That's fair.
See,
I like the whole vigilante and that kind of stuff.
See, my husband really likes.
And I like Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars nerd,
too.
so
And
hopefully that makes up for it.
well, no,
Hopefully.
he prefers most Marvels, but my husband's just a comic book fan in general. Like he loves Batman, like all the different Batman variations, like the Joker stories, Harley Quinn stories. He likes the Red Hood. He likes that stuff, but it's mainly Marvel. But he loves Star Wars. He loves manga. We have a whole closet full of books from Star Wars, all different kinds of mangas, and he likes all the side stories.
Right.
His favorite one right now is Miss Marvel. He likes a lot of female.
Oh, okay.
Led comics as well.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Like Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, like
Captain
He
Marvel,
was a
right?
he was a huge fan of the Ms. Marvel, the show with Kamala Khan. Like that's his chick.
Oh gosh.
Every time someone says Captain Marvel, I immediately think of Captain Planet.
I used to
Oh
watch that show.
That was a good one, man. That was a good one.
Yes, I
That
was
was a
actually
good one.
surprised. They made a reference like a couple months ago at work, and somebody actually knew what I was talking about. That was cool.
wow! Holy crap!
Well, I was
But
talking.
yeah,
This isn't comic books, but I don't know if you remember the movie We're Back with the dinosaurs.
huh?
I do.
And John Goodman
What?
was the voice of Rex. And I loved
Wait,
that movie. And it got really dark really fast, like when the
what?
the dark carnival
What
came
was it
in.
called?
And We're
Wait,
Back.
what was it? We're back,
We're Back.
and it
Yeah.
was it a cartoon?
Yeah, it's like cartoon movie. John Goodman was the voice of the T-Rex. Rex.
I never,
That was his
never
name.
even heard of
It
it.
wasn't all too popular for the. I think because it was.
Oh, okay. Like I never heard
Well,
of it.
I was talking about it the other day. I was talking about it the other day at work because it was pretty well known when I was a kid, and then I even talked about that movie Dinosaur or Prehistoric or something like that,
Yeah.
and with all the dinosaur toys, they come to life. And
Now I remember The
started
Land
talking-
Before Time.
then that one too. I was talking about all of those dinosaur movies, and everyone at work, because I work with a bunch of younger girls, they just looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, Nate's a nerd, and he's one of the younger nurses. And he was, Brookie, I have no idea what you're talking about, dude. Sorry. And I was like, man, you're young too. I was like, you guys suck.
No, it's like I remember The Land Before Time. That came out when I was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
That was a
loved
good
Land
movie.
Before
That was
Time.
actually a good movie, though.
Oh, yeah.
That was
cry
actually a
every
really
time.
good movie.
They never
I
stopped
cry every
making
time. Yeah, it was-
those. There are so many now.
Right. Now, you see, like, I became a Godzilla fanatic when I was younger. I'm talking about the original Japanese crappy
Same
Godzilla
with-
movies.
Same
No,
with my
I-
husband.
I think I have every Godzilla movie ever made.
He tried to get me into it. He was watching the black and white version and
That's here.
from Japanese, from Japan. That was you, the Thunder?
Yeah, that's here.
And I like the current movies, but he tells me I'm not a true fan because I don't like the old ones.
Well, I see what he's saying. I see exactly what he's talking about because it's almost like the current movies. They're okay. Like I didn't like the current Godzilla, King Kong versus Godzilla. I didn't like it.
I didn't see that one yet.
And then, yeah, but I just didn't care for it. It just like the plot, I don't know. It didn't hold my attention. But yeah, the actual original Japanese movies, those were it.
Yeah.
And I believe I got every Godzilla movie.
I love that you've censored yourself and I've dropped the word shit a few times.
Well, I tried. Sometimes I try to.
Crap. I forgot what I was doing.
Well, I try to because I don't know if like a little kid's going to be listening or not. So I try to watch my mouth. And also, if we put it on YouTube,
my mouth
YouTube's starting
can
to
be a
censor.
lot worse. So I think I've been doing pretty good.
Yeah, you have. I will compare to being around you at the Hannah Mansion. Yeah, you're doing pretty good with, yeah. And also, YouTube has actually been keeping an eye on that stuff, too. So once we put this on YouTube, yeah, they watch the cursing and all that. So, but no, I try to watch my mouth and stuff like that. But because I don't know who's going to be
commercials. Jesus Christ!
Oh, I know. I will totally agree with that. it's like, yeah, you don't. I get it. People put the ads in there because that's how they get paid. That's how they get the revenue coming in.
Yeah.
But it's like I really don't care about an ointment to care of dry skin while I'm watching a music video. It's like, no, I don't know if.
Cut off on commercial in like the weirdest spots, like, and they give the weirdest ads after that. Like, it's insane.
Well, I'll be watching a documentary on YouTube because that's now me with YouTube. Like, I like watching documentaries, and I'll be like totally into something, and I'm like dead watching it. Then all of a sudden, they're getting ready to say something and go to this, and bam, and I'm like, well, you little beep.
Yeah.
It's like you can't take Bud Kelly, get his attention,
Son of a gun.
and then get him off track. Like, see what you just did? But yeah, that's. I mean, yeah, I'm with you guys. Because I mean, it's like you. I mean, it is what it is. I can't gripe about it too much. I mean, stuff like that. I mean, but yeah, I just hate all the ads in it. But again, that's how people get paid. You know, it's how they make their money. So if I start making
paid by being annoying.
Yeah, kind of like being married.
I wouldn't know. You're the expert on that.
You know what? I've been divorced a long time. I know I don't know about it. I just got a contract knowing I'll never do it again.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, oh, wow. Man, that's getting pretty good out there. Hope we don't lose power.
Yeah, well, mine's kind of. I mean, mine flickered for a minute, and I was like, I'll try to call them back, but I don't know how long it's gonna last. So,
right.
And it's still coming down pretty good. So,
yeah. Well, we just now got the thunder and the lightning out there, and I still got to go get a cord because I got a cord going from here to the house. Because I'm waiting on another router, so I got a cord going from here to there, so I got to go get the cord, bring it back in here, and then rush back that way. So,
yeah, I was like, I'll call him back. My hair's gonna be a mess, and as soon as it like clicked on, my hair's like lopsided, and I'm like, whatever.
That's right.
This is as good as it's gonna get, man. You know, I called back. I popped back in. So,
well, we were curious
for something.
Well, we were curious about that because I was kind of like, well, she's got the link, so I don't.
Well, I tried getting it on my phone, man, and it wasn't working. I don't know what was going on with it. It was being funky, and
okay.
I downloaded it on my phone, but then it said it wasn't downloaded, and then I couldn't pull it up, and I was like, man, and then the lights came back on, and I was like, all right, I'm going to try this again. I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to see if I can get in there. That way I can at least say bye to Sabrina, because it was really nice meeting you, and thanks for coming on the show, you know.
Oh, of course, thanks for having
such
me.
short
Especially
minute.
at the very, and when I say last minute, that was the last minute, no lie. That was, because the guy we were supposed to have on tonight, we had him scheduled a long time ago, and we, you know, and I've always kept you in mind. So it's not, you know, I just kind of like, there was somebody's like, well, blah, 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 okay, whatever. So it was kind of like going back and forth. And then all of a sudden I told her, I was like, hang on 1 minute. There's someone I promised a long time ago that, you know, and I was like, I'm not going to forget it. And I didn't forget it. So, but I did know it was your birthday.
I mean, we know that. Yeah, that's awesome that you came in on your birthday.
Yeah. I didn't know until
it was really nice meeting you and, you know, hearing about your book, and I'll definitely read it.
Yeah.
you know,
I'll make
and
time. I
hearing
promise.
hearing how long you've been in the field and your, you know, your outlook on everything, and then, you know, you talking about the cons, and, you know, you're into some pretty cool cartoons too. So I like you. Can't wait to meet you. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But yeah, I mean, you know, me and Bud were talking. I was like, you know, that's not going to be the first person that's going to have to reschedule. You know,
Yeah.
so to be able to find someone last minute, and
Yeah, I highly,
you've been
I really
awesome.
do.
So
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
appreciate it. And like I said, me and Sabrina's known each other a long time.
Yeah.
You know, we go back a few years. You know, so but this is like the first time we've actually got to have a conversation.
yeah,
Yeah. Outside
You
of the
know.
text.
Yeah, exactly. Besides, you know, like Facebook messaging. And it was kind of even like when I met Justin last year in person. And I told him, I was like, dude, I'm finally glad to meet you, you know, like, and I love that. I really do. Because you meet somebody, you know, you're friends on Facebook, and, you know, when you finally get to talk to them and meet them, I like that. I really do. I love it.
yeah.
And you know, because like I said, you know, we go back a few years, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I was
Yeah.
sitting on my couch. I was, you know, my husband worked early. We got to get up. We're leaving the house like 7 o'clock in the morning tomorrow to get down to Hershey in time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hershey-
be going to
Hershey-
bed soon, girlfriend. It's getting late.
I nap. Like, from working late nights to half the
Right.
time I do my best writing at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And so
Nice.
it's just
You
like,
know, right. And again, and no lies, I mean, yeah, it's almost like we talked about a ton of topics tonight. We really did. And I like doing that, though. I don't mind. I mean, but I'm really
It's
glad you came
fun.
on so you could talk about your book. I mean, I'm really glad you got to talk about your book, and we got to reminisce about the past.
yeah, it was fun.
And we got to talk about the old times.
You got to see me get electrocuted.
There goes Brooke. No, but I mean, it's awesome. Thank you for coming on. I mean, thank you. Even at the last minute. And like I said, I never forgot about you. And I always said, man, and I told Brooke, I was like, hold on, I promised someone a long time ago. I asked, let me see if she'll come on. You know, because I remember asking a long time ago, and you was like, yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah.
So it was great. I mean, it honestly was. It was great. You got to talk about your book. And please send me all your links about the book, you know, your Facebook page, and stuff like that. And I will get everything in the description box so everybody can go check it out. So everybody can go get your book. Yeah, so everybody can go get your book, follow you on Facebook, and see where you're going to be doing your signings at and stuff like that. And I'll definitely try to get the book as well. So,
Well, yeah.
so I'll definitely.
I don't have it in audio, but it is on the Kindle. Like, if people want to read it like ebook that way, or you can get paper book.
That's how I do it. I put everything on a Kindle.
Yeah, it's on.
Because usually, if I'm somewhere, yeah, right. Because usually, say if I'm somewhere, yeah, like I have to, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
I like actually having the book in my hand and flipping through the pages. Like I love this. I love the smell of a new book.
I was just gonna say I'm that freak who likes to smell it.
I love the smell of a good book.
That's my librarian niece. She's the same way.
I love it. I love the smell of books.
That's the first thing I do, especially like the indie bookstores and stuff. I walk the book, I'm just like.
Yep.
I love it.
I'm the same way. Especially the older ones, because it's like,
yes.
This is going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good one. I'll get the camera, open it up, and take a sniff.
Oh, Lord, that's awesome.
Sniff your book before you read it. Always.
Yeah, no,
I've never sniffed them.
I really
honestly, thank you. I appreciate it more than you'll ever know. I mean,
I was like, is it video? Because I didn't remember it was video too. I'm like, oh my god, I'm in house clothes. Like, so farther than appearance, so I can throw my hair up.
No. I went to the gym, and I came straight from the gym, grocery store, to hurry up and get everything set up. And I told Brooke, I was like, yeah, look, we're getting rock and roll here in a minute, so no, don't worry about it.
I mean, my
Ain't a
hair
fashion show.
didn't look that great, and now it really doesn't look that great because I got drenched. You know, I was melting outside trying to get back to you guys. So, but yeah, I'm glad I was able to chime back in so I could at least, you know, say that I was glad that I finally got to meet you. You know, Bud had been talking about you, and, you know, happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday. And thank you for coming on your birthday. Like
How
I
old
said,
are
because
you?
when
You're 21, right?
Yeah, how old are you?
21 and I turned
There you go.
37.
Cabo Wabo. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, how old are you now?
37.
37.
Yeah.
I was 37 12 years ago. I'm almost 50. I will be turning 50 next March.
When's your birthday?
March 5th.
Oh, okay.
I was going to tell you every year, but that's okay. You didn't get that.
What?
Nothing. Never mind.
So you're going to tell me every year?
Yeah. When you say winter birthday, I was like every year.
I'm gonna start really having to censor myself with you, bud.
That's what we ought to do at the beginning of the podcast. He wants to sort of take a best to see how many times Bud can make Brooke curse.
It doesn't take much. It does not take much.
We know. Okay, let's go ahead and call it a wrap, and because I got to get everything inside because that lighting's getting really bad out here, so I got to get some stuff inside. So, and again, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate this
You're welcome.
wholeheartedly.
Anytime.
I really do.
Great.
And again, happy birthday.
Thank you guys
birthday.
very much. Thank you. It's very
Right.
nice meeting you, Brock.
Okay.
Bye. Hope to see you soon.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Have a good night.
You too,
You
guys.
too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.